Hey everyone, this is Amy with Simply Elizabeth Crafts, and this is another paper pumpkin alternative. So this is the turkey that is on the back of the instructions that come with the paper pumpkin for September. Now, I'm gonna be honest, it took me a little while to kind of figure out how to get all these pieces together. Here's how I came up with it. There may be a better, different way, but with my turkey, I wanted to make sure that it could be opened just like all of the other boxes could be. I didn't want you to have to rip anything open, because with this, it actually looks like just one is sticking up, but maybe these are adhered into the back two or back three panels. So this is going to be an attachment, so you're going to actually use quite a few of the actual treat boxes in order to create this, but it makes it well worth it in the end, because how stinking cute is this turkey? All right, so let's get started. So we're going to start with our normal box. We're going to put it together. So I know I showed this on Monday, but we're going to do it again. So you're going to fold on all your score lines. You're going to take your bone folder and you're going to gently roll your little stick-up pieces here. And make sure that you don't rip off those parts. Now, we're going to take the adhesive that comes in the kit and we're going to put it on all of our tabs. Oops. And this one, the backing came off of already, but that's okay. All right, and then we just need one more for there. All right, so let's do our long piece. So we're going to use the long tabs or the long adhesive strips from the kit. All right, and then we're going to go through and take off all the backings. All right. Okay, and then let's put this together. All right, so we're going to fold in and put all of our tabs on the inside of our big tab, which is the bottom. All right, so line it up with your edge and just kind of press it. When you get to that last one, it gets a little trickier, but still not too bad. And then we're going to put in this tab. Once I figured it out, it didn't actually take very long to put it together. All right, so we're just going to give each area of our tabs, we're just going to press them down really good with our bone folder, okay? All right, now let's just put our box together. So we're going to fold down these two and attach those together like that. Fold in that one, wrap this one, and connect it with those. And it is a little tricky to do, but it all comes together nicely once you get it there. Okay, now we're going to take one of our boxes here, and what I did was I cut off one of these pieces. This happened to be the center piece that I had left from the other ones in making the sample. And what I'm going to do is, actually, I am going to, there's not really a tab for this one, it feels like. So we're going to create a tab. Let's see. Will that fit nicely on there? Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to trim off these little edges right here, because we don't want those showing. And we're going to create a little tab there. Okay. This is going to stick on the bottom. So we're going to put an adhesive strip there. We're going to put one of the little short ones. Okay. Then we're going to take our box and we're going to put liquid adhesive on the front here. If I can get the liquid adhesive out. There we go. Just had to get a little bit unclogged. Okay, and I'm putting it on the box itself because I want to make sure that I don't put too much adhesive on my tab here. All right, so then we're going to lay this down and get it lined up. And then we'll fold that tab over or under and stick it to the bottom. And then just kind of hold this for just a minute to make sure that it stays. There's a little piece here, so I'm just going to trim it off, okay? So you'll never know it was there. All right, now let's create our feathers. This is what took me quite a bit to figure out. But once I figured it out, I was good to go. We're going to cut these strips here right down our crease lines, so right on our score lines. Okay, now we don't want these, so we're just going to trim those off. And I'm actually going to cut it from this way so that it's nice and round up there. We're going to do the same with this one. Okay, get all those pieces out of the way. Then we're going to bring in, and actually while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and do our, so we want 3 of the orange ones, and then we want 2 of our pale papaya, basically. So we're going to chop off that one, and we will chop off this one. Okay. And then let's trim this one here. And now we're going to pull in our Stampin' Trimmer and make sure I've got you in the view there. We're going to take and score down the center of each piece, okay? So it's going to line up with your 2 and your 2 just about. It doesn't have to be exact, but close enough. And then just score. And you're going to do that on all pieces. All right. I probably should have done some of these before I started, but that's okay. You get to watch the process on each one. All right, one more. Okay, so now that you've scored all those pieces, we are going to fold it in half, just like this. We're going to take a big pair of scissors, and we're just going to cut at an angle up to that point. So now you've created your feathers, okay? So then you'll do that on all of them. And if you don't quite get it to a point, you can just fix it by going over it again. And they don't have to be perfect. Okay. Some will look better than others. Okay, and then let's do one more. So we're folding it in half, and then we're going to trim it. And I'm trimming it right here from about that jut out. So kind of the elbow of those tabs. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to adhere them to the back here. So we're going to start with our orange pieces, and we're going to just put some liquid glue just down at the bottom, okay? Then we're going to attach it on this back panel, and we just want to make sure that you can see it from the front. And now we're just going to layer all 3 of those together here. And once you get the one, you can pretty much get the rest of them on there. because you kind of want them to all be the same height. Okay. All right, now we're going to take our pale pie ones and we're just going to stick them right up in those two little areas. So the back won't be pretty, but the front will be. And you can always do something decorative on the back to make it look pretty as well. Put a big bow on it or something. All right. So there we go. So there's our feathers back in the background. All right, now let's go ahead and attach his eyes. We're gonna do these little assorted googly eyes. Now these are Halloween eyes, so they look a little funky when it's sitting up like this, but I couldn't find my regular Google eyes. So we're just gonna use these. These are some old Halloween ones from Stampin' Up! A couple years ago. But we're gonna take the small ones in here. And I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, grab my glue dots. We're going to grab a small one. Stick a small one on the glue dot. Well, if I can get it to stick. There we go. All right. And then one more. Okay, then I'm going to take my other end. And I'm going to pick it up, and we're going to adhere it right here kind of close to the top. Like that, okay? Now, to create this, we're going to use the ice cream cone builder. I'm going to take my, one of my sections on my, what are they called? Tree box. There we go. And we're just going to stick it in, and we're going to create that bill, okay? And I think let's go in from this side. There we go. All right, so we're going to make it right about like that. All right, and then we're going to set that aside for just a second. Now we want to create this. So when we create that, we're going to use the Whale Builder Punch. And we're going to use this, I think this is the water that's coming up out of the spout for the whale, or it could be just a splash of water. So we're going to use that though. And I'm going to punch that, just the whole thing. Okay. And then we'll set that aside. Now we're going to take our scissors and we're just going to cut off that extra little piece. All right, so then we're going to take a glue dot and put a glue dot on that and on this. Okay, and then we're going to attach them together. So we're going to leave it like that. Kind of attach this right about here. And then attach this right onto the front of our treat box. And then you now have a turkey. All right, if you guys have any questions, let me know. And I hope you enjoyed all of the alternatives for the paper pumpkins, and I'll see you next time. Bye.